What's up everyone? Andrew Lohr with Dirt Rider here, and we have a 2023 KTM 350 XCF dressed in red, and there's been a whole lot more done to it. Jay, why don't you take us through it?
This thing's cool. I call it the anti-orange KTM. So I do really like the new generation KTM. This 23 is a really cool bike, and we've been a huge fan of the 350 XCF for a few reasons. We think it's kind of one of the best bikes you can get for all-around use, the track or the trail, the 350 XCF. I am a little bit over the orange. It's just so much orange out there. So with this one, MX Plastics and also Power Parts has all these black pieces. They also do white and gray for the rear section, and I use Gas 23.5 factory edition Gas front end, number plate, front fender, and forks. And then UFO had these hand shields that bolt onto the stock mounts. So we got our off-road bike, and we're able to come up with a whole different custom look. And DecalWorks made us some custom graphics, moto seat, seat cover, all to match, and it just looks really cool. That's my biggest thing first. So I really love the look of these WP kits because they match my red bike, right? But we are fans of spring forks rather than air forks for us. And so Racetech went ahead and installed the WP 6500 kit, and we feel like that's going to really help us in that wide range of riding we do. We really like that. And I wish the bikes came with spring forks, and these XCF and XC models for 24 are gonna come with a spring fork, just announced. So that's gonna be cool. So that's our big thing we did there. And then as far as the performance of the bike, we had the FMF slip-on with Jamie at Twisted mapped us an ECU for this bike. And you can see even our header has a bung on there where he dynoed it and checked everything. And it really did incredibly well in the dyno with the increases he got. Okay, so and at that header, you also notice it's all polished. That's a stock header, works really well. And Luke Santos, factory MX Vacations, he has a factory moto refurb. He polished that out for us, so it looked real nice. And then of course we have the Recluse torque drive clutch in there, and also their Slave cylinder on this side as well. We have that on there. It's a billet piece and hard anodized, so it's stronger, coated, so that's going to last a lot longer. So, and it's be a little bit better for heat and helping if guys that are hard on the clutch, like myself, a little bit hard on that clutch. Okay, and then also we have on the air box door, there's two different versions. We have the one that's got more air in. It's vented over here. And then also we added the two-stroke air filter cage from KTM. It's like $12. You can buy one for a, 125, 250 or 300 two-stroke. Just get that one and you can put it right in and it gets rid of that backfire screen. Okay, so when we tested this bike before I transitioned it over to this version, we played with the gearing, and the gearing, it's got a 47 stock on the rear, and we went up to a 49, and that seems really good. I think that 47 is way too low. I'm not sure what they were really going for there, but with that 49, it still has plenty of top end speed, and you can ride second and third on the track really nicely, and on the trail, you can ride second a lot where you'd want to be riding it. For wheels, we recycled a set of nice Faster USA built wheels we had from a previous project, and those things are really nice. And of course, we got this MX-12 18-inch rear tire on here, and this thing works really well. It's been updated to the MX-14, but we still have some of these MX-12s left, so we thought we'd rip it around on the off-road and on the track today at Kuya. Frame guards for this thing, these are kind of cool looking. Acerbis had these frame guards for the 23 already, so those are really nice. P3 skid plate. Bulletproof designs, we got a couple pieces from them. Their rear rotor guard, the linkage guard, and the swing arm guard. All those pieces from Bulletproof are really nice. We also added a Trailtech fan that's not specifically for this bike, but it works really well because the actual fan is only sold through KTM Power Parts, but we have the part number for the Trailtech fan that does work if you want to go that way and get one directly from Trailtech. For the tank on this thing, we went with an oversized IMS tank. They made us a 2.8 gallon tank. I had the natural looking tank, and that's what a lot of off-road guys like, but I prefer the black look like Moto, and I want to look cooler. So we went with the black tank, and this was one of the first black tanks they made, and I think right now it's the only one they made because I've been bugging them, hey, we need a black tank for this bike, and as you can see, it really helped how cool the thing looks. Okay, and then with our bars and levers, we got the new version MIG 2.0 grips, lock-on grips with the ODI flight bars, champ bend. Love this fitment. Scar titanium foot pegs, which they now have for the 23. Also, ICW strengthened up our radiator. They weld in bracing, and then I sent them the radiators with the fan so that he could build it to accommodate the fan on the radiators. So we have plenty of room for that. Works Connection makes a few bits. We got the axle blocks in the rear, and then of course some of the bling pieces with our caps and rotating bar mounts. Okay, so for the brake rotors, we went with Tusk, and up front, it's an oversized rotor, mainly because we have that on the rest of our other bikes, so we can switch the wheels off and on, and really like that oversized feel. KTM brakes are amazing already.
Wow, I hope there's not a test on all those mods later as far as remembering them, because that's a long list, and wow, amazing looking bike. Can't wait to see how it performs out here on the trails and tracks at Cahuilla Creek Motocross. Stay tuned. All right, so we just finished up a day of testing Jay Clark's 350 XCF, and man, what a fun bike. We started out on the off-road trails, and at first it was a bit slower going. We were riding some tighter, more technical trails, and the bike, I mean, it didn't stall. It stayed alive, which I really appreciated. And then as the speeds picked up on the trails, we really got to open the bike up, and the bike just, like it does in stock trim, it revs to the moon, but it just has a cleaner throttle response, crisper, I'd say, and all around it's just more fun once we kind of got to the more wide open trails. And then on the moto track, again, the bike was just incredible. I really got to feel how plush the spring fork was, and slap down landings, just everything from the lower speed. It got pretty bumpy out there for a vet track anyway, with more of the square edged, and the fork just felt very progressive, very plush all the way through the stroke. I never bottomed it, came up a little short, went a little long on some jumps, and all in all was very pleased with the performance of the fork and the shock. Both felt very well balanced, and we didn't make any adjustments, and we didn't really need to. And then as far as the ergonomics, I mean, Jay has a 2.8 gallon IMS tank on there. I didn't notice it to be any wider than stock, so that was nice. And I mean, for a day like today at Cahuilla, you put 1.5 hours, 2 hours on your bike riding the moto track and the trails, you could probably fill up at the beginning of the day and never need to pull out your gas can. So that was really nice. Again, with the ergos, the handlebars just nice and neutral. The grips, very comfy. I mean, the stock grips are nice in the KTM, but even something as small of an improvement as the higher spec ODI ones are just nice to have, and really rounds out a nice build that Jay did here. So, and the foot pegs, can't forget those, super sharp, and boy, I felt glued to the pegs all day. So very pleased with that as well. And really, all in all, it's just, I mean, the 350 XCF in stock trim is just such an amazing bike. And with the mods Jay did here, I mean, you could pretty much have one bike to ride motocross and off-road. Again, perfect for a bike like here at Cahuilla Creek Motocross. So all in all, had an awesome time on it. Thanks to Jay for having us out to test this special bike. And we're already looking forward to the next one. And that wraps up a fun day of testing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so already, head on over to dirtrider.com to read the full story, and we'll see you next time.